Checker charge on the door. Area secure. All right, I got the launch keys. Overlord, this is Metal 01. I send checkpoint Neptune, over.
Roger 01, copy Neptune.
I have the missile key, and I'm accessing the launch codes now.
Grid coordinates follow. Tango, Whiskey 056628.
Coordinates confirmed. Firing on Russian fleet in 30 seconds. Frost, get on the console. Three, two, one, turn. Overlord, missiles armed and launching.
Roger, SEAL team is in position for exfil.
Go, go! Bridge truck, let's roll! Amen to that! Frost, punch it! Missiles launching! Keep up with that Zodiac! Got it! Missiles coming in! Keep on going, Frost! Shoot the mines! There's our bird! There she is! Go, go!
Metal 01, we are feet wet.
Overlord, mission complete. All Eagles accounted for.
Roger, Metal 01, missile strikes confirmed on multiple Russian hard targets in your AO. All primary threats neutralized. Good work, team. That's one for the books.
Easy day, Overlord. Sandman out.
Welcome everybody, Josh here, back again today with a brand new special product review talking about this, which is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on the original PlayStation 3 as well as the Xbox 360. This game is also available on the Xbox Series S and X through backwards compatibility. And this game is the third game in the Modern Warfare franchise. It's developed by Activision Blizzard as well as Sledgehammer Games, who have actually done the recent Modern Warfare 3 reboot. And when this game actually came out, I had a love-hate relationship with Modern Warfare 3. This game is actually a lot better now compared to when it actually released when it first came out in 2011. I think that the game has a lot of charm to it compared to that of even some of the other games of the franchise. And what is the main story of this game? Well, apparently the ultra-nationalists, the Russians in the Modern Warfare franchise led by Vladimir Makarov, are invading New York City. He is pretty much pissed off based on what happened in the events of the last game of the franchise where General Shepard was actually taken out. General Shepard was actually working with the bad guys, and the only people that know about this is Sultan Tavish and Captain Price, who are leading the charge in this game as well. This game is another globe-trotting adventure in the Modern Warfare franchise, similar to that of the other games in the previous Call of Duty franchise as well. I think that's one of the reasons why I as a child grew to love this game over time, especially given the fact that we were able to go and see different locations and places across Europe that you actually weren't able to do in real life. And that's one of the things about these games that I really do love. While it does have a serious war-torn scenario to it, with World War III being started by the Russians and they're taking over New York City, and then you actually go to the UK and have a really cool train derailment sequence that happens in the game. Then you get to go to France and pretty much deal with the fact that there's a chemical weapons attack happen over there, and you go through door to door, house to house, looking through to the different homes, this whole horrific situation that's happening in Europe, and you get to take out the bad guys, those whole situations. And I think that getting to see France in a war-torn scenario, something that's very horrific and something that I hope doesn't really happen in real life. This game takes seriousness in terms of the warfare that's featured within this video game franchise pretty seriously compared to other first-person shooters in the genre. And I think that's one of the things that I really do love about the Call of Duty franchise as a whole, is the fact that they do feature a lot of realistic military combat. You get your standard issue M4A1s, you get your M16s, you get pretty much the bad guy weapons like the AK-47s and the RPG-7s that are featured in this game as well. And there's a lot of really cool missions that take place in this game. There's actually 14 of them, I do believe, in the context of the campaign. The campaign is a little bit shorter compared to that of even COD 4 Modern Warfare and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And I think that for its time, one of the things that I really do love about the whole Call of Duty Modern Warfare franchise is that you can easily beat these games in like a day or two, depending on whether or not you're doing pretty much all of the objectives in the game, whether or not you're trying to unlock all the different trophies that are featured within even the PlayStation 3 version of this game and the Xbox version, which is achievements. And I think that adds a lot more replayability factor to it compared to something like that of the original COD 4 Modern Warfare, which only had the achievements on the Xbox platform. And I think that Sledgehammer Games did a really good job of portraying the militaristic nature of the whole entire World War III scenario. It's a fictionalized World War III scenario where America is being invaded and the Russians are, like I said before, the bad guys of this situation. And I think that a lot of the elements in this game, such as the gameplay mechanics where it's a first-person shooter narrative, it's a single-player story-driven narrative, so if you don't like single-player story-driven narrative in gaming, you're probably not going to like first-person shooter sequences that do take place in this. The cutscenes in this game are fantastic. They look just as good as they did in COD 4 or even Modern Warfare 2. And I think that this game elevates itself apart from the rest of them just for having a lot of really cool features and unique things to do in this game. There's even a segment in the game where you actually pilot a military drone and you're actually riding this RC car and it has machine guns on it and just blasts through pretty much every enemy soldier in its path. I think that part in the game is really cool. There's a lot of really cool set pieces that takes place in Modern Warfare 3, even similar to that of the first couple of games in the franchise, and some of them are actually really memorable. There's even a really cool sequence that takes place on an aircraft where you're being invaded by Russian forces. The aircraft ends up going down after you're forced to kind of fight through this whole hellish scenario. You're trying to rescue the president's daughter, and then eventually crash lands in a military base, and you're forced to fight your way out of that and try and get to not only the president's daughter but the president himself. And I think that experiencing all these elements in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is really amazing, especially as a kid in the 90s, 2000s that were 90s and early 2000s that was experiencing these video games that were being created, and they're really revolutionary for its time. I think the Call of Duty franchise is definitely no exception. So I think that with the elements of the story, the voice actors that are Hollywood actors in the context of Modern Warfare, they do take Hollywood actors and actually elevate them even past some of the roles that they've done in film. Timothy Olyphant, who was in recently The Mandalorian, is in this game, as well as he played the main bad guy in Live Free or Die Hard. Idris Elba is even a character in one of the task force and is basically a military style soldier, and he actually does a really good job in this. He's been in things like Pacific Rim, the Fast and Furious franchise, which I really do love. And I think that having all those elements of really cool actors in this hellish scenario, like a World War III scenario, is something that really elevates this from being just a video game to something that's a little bit more cinematic in scope and scale. And I really do like the linear-based stories that elevate the top-tier talent to a new level. And I think that with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 by Sledgehammer Games, they actually really did do that in terms of the context of the story. There's even a mission that takes place in Sierra Leone where you actually get to go through Africa and take down bad guys in these encampments. It's a really cool mission sequence similar to that of even the favela sequence was in Modern Warfare 2 in the previous game of the franchise. So with all the returning characters that come back, such as Hope McTavish, get Captain John Price, who actually is a pretty badass character in this game as well. Maybe one day I'll actually do a top tier list in terms of Call of Duty campaigns franchise itself. I think that all these characters are really iconic in their own right, and I think that every single one of them matters. There's not a single character dropped into the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 that doesn't really have a place to be or matter in the context of the situation at hand. And I think that Call of Duty in general really does a good job of creating really great realistic campaigns and a really great campaign to experience as a gamer. So I think that with the fact that this game also does have multiplayer modes such as Team Deathmatch, it also has Capture the Flag, it does have Ground War, which is basically their version of an full-scale warfare scenario in a multiplayer mode where you get to play against a whole bunch of enemy players in the multiplayer of this game. I actually didn't get to play the multiplayer modes for this review, mostly due to the fact that I actually don't think there's any servers, and even if there were, there's probably hackers and stuff like that involved. So I think that with all of the elements of this game, from the single player alone to the multiplayer modes to the voice acting to the gameplay mechanics, which is over-the-top first-person shooter narrative, I think that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is one of those games that, as an old-school video gamer like myself, I think that you guys should definitely re-experience for yourselves, whether that's buying a physical copy on the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360 if you could still find those, or playing backwards compatible version on the Xbox Series S and X, I think that you should definitely check this game out. So that is going to be my review for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, the Xbox Series S and X through backwards compatibility. Let me know in the comment section down below which Modern Warfare franchise is your favorite, which Call of Duty game is your favorite. Did you like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, 2, or 3 better than the others? Which Call of Duty game or spin-off game did you enjoy the most? Let me know in the comment section down below, and as always guys, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Get the president on board. We gotta get the hell out of here.
President secure! Hang in there, I got you! Price, you gotta go! Make sure the president gets out! Don't even think about it, Mike! We're in this together! Grab your RPG! Truck, cover the right side! You better be right behind me! Sandman, are you still there?
People have gathered today to greet President Vorshevsky in his return to Moscow. Reports have confirmed that peace talks between Russia and the U.S. are about to begin. In other news, the ultra-nationalist leader Vladimir Makarov is still at large.
We cross now to the Rose Garden, where the president is holding a press conference with Russian Premier Vorshevsky to formally announce an end to the hostilities.
On this historic day, the representatives of two great nations stand before you united.
There's a simplicity to war.
We declare that the time
Attacking is the only secret. Dare, and the world yields.
a chapter in which we pursue peace. With the
How quickly they forget that all it takes to change the course of history is the will of a single man.
our very existence.
Who's this?
Prisoner 627. I'm coming for you, Makarov.
Haven't you heard, Price? They say the war is over.
My war ends with you.
Like it ended for Captain McTavish? Tell me, Price, how long did it take him to die? I've destroyed your world piece by piece. It's only a matter of time until I find you.
You won't have to look